Hi everyone and welcome. I'm so excited to be introducing you to Nordic Taste Buds. So this is a new concept that we formed together, my friend 𝐕𝐞𝐿 in Oslo and me, I'm Sunny in New York, and we're both Norwegians. And we love to cook plant-based foods. 𝐕𝐞𝐿 and we met in 2015 at the Veg Fest in New York City. And it was funny because I had followed 𝐕𝐿𝐿 for quite some time. I turned vegan in 2013, and I looked for, sort of fellow vegans in Oslo, and not just in Oslo, but in Norway. And I found 𝐕𝐿𝐿. 𝐕𝐿𝐿 happens to be one of the most popular vegan food bloggers. She is also an author of two, I think, at least cookbooks. And it was just, I just admire her work so much. So we have followed each other and been friends now for about 10 years, a decade. So it's fantastic to be doing this little project together with you. And I'll let 𝐕𝐿𝐿 introduce herself in a little bit. But what is Nordic Taste Buds? It's basically a channel where you can just come and learn more about Norwegian food, history, culture, and how you can turn classic Norwegian dishes into plant-based versions. I have tons of fun with it. And 𝐕𝐿𝐿 too, she's a creator of one of the dishes we'll be making today, a brand new concept of how to make Risgrøt, or as we call it in my area, 𝐓𝐰𝐨. But we'll get back to that in a little bit. But anyway, we're very excited to be doing this project and showing you more of our inspiration behind this Nordic Taste Buds. So what can you expect? Probably about once a month, we'll give you a new video like this, showcasing a dish that we both think is fantastic and little tips and tricks for how you can turn them plant-based. And then, of course, follow us on social media under Nordic Taste Buds. Instagram and Facebook will be posting some additional material there. And hopefully also along the lines, we can also offer some cooking classes, some courses. We will very much lean on you guys, the viewers, to tell us what you would like to see us cover from our beautiful country of Norway. So 𝐕𝐿𝐿, tell us more about yourself, where you are, and anything else you want to share before we dive into your dish today.
Yeah, well, I am 𝐕𝐿𝐿 and I live in Oslo, the capital of Norway. And I'm a food blogger. That's where it all started. And then I have published a couple of cookbooks. Can show you. This is veganmat på sitt beste. It's translated. It means vegan food at its best. So I'm very proud of that one. And then I published this 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐒𝐞𝐿, where I have 50 different meatless burgers. So yeah, I love burgers.
Right now you are also working with some companies, right? You develop recipes. You're also a photographer. So really, this is your full-time gig.
Yeah, it is. And that's a dream work for me, because I can work with my passion.
Yeah, you have my dream job, because I always wanted to do that here. But in the US, there's a lot more competition. Many. But it's not an easy job, but it's a fun job, right? So you have to definitely hustle. So and so jumping off of that, I also grew up in a family very traditional. I was also a chef. I call it a nose to tail chef, where I was butchering animals. I was eating everything until I was 40 years old. So I have a few less years of you than you being plant-based. I turned, as I mentioned, vegan in 2013. And that was really based on, different things we can discuss later. But, what I found is mostly interesting now is that we all think that our options are going to be less when we turn plant-based. But now it's actually become much more. We have a lot more variety. I'm actually a professional chef. I was in school for cooking in 2005, and I own my own catering company, and I've been cooking ever since. But so I have a little bit of a different, which I think is so fun, that you are self-taught, but the most important thing I think is really experience and just getting your hands dirty cooking. And today we're going to start pretty mellow and slow, I think, with a very simple recipe, which a lot of people have asked me. So I'm the founder of Arctic Grub, which is a plant-based Norwegian food blog, and I also sell some cooking classes online as well in my brand. But a lot of people ask me and are familiar with Risgrøt. And of course, we had to pick this because we're filming in December and Christmas is coming. So I wanted Jone to tell us a little bit about a really fantastic new method of making risgrøt. And I will tell you what kind of rice you will use if you are in the US. If you are in Norway, they actually have a dedicated rice for this specific dish called risgrøt, but it's essentially short grain rice. So before you start, Jone, I just wanted to let you know that, what we use here, or what I use is 𝐕𝐴 rice, which is Italian short grain, very creamy. It turns exactly like the version you eat in Norway. Don't ever use like jasmine or long grain rice. You are not going to get the consistency or the creaminess that we are looking for in this dish. So with that, we can jump back and forth, but I would love for you to tell me how you came up with this, because it's a different way of cooking it. And I think everybody will be very happy that it's much less work. And who needs more work around this time of year, right?
Yeah, all right. Well, the traditional way of cooking risgrøt is in a casserole on the top of the stove,
Yeah.
And then you have to stand and stir, and you have to watch it all the time. But well, the idea came to me when I was having a family pre-Christmas dinner, and my stovetop was totally full of casseroles and pans, and so I didn't have place. Where can I cook this rice porridge? So I just thought, why not just put it inside the oven and just, see how that works out. And it just worked out perfectly. It's very easy. You just put it in the oven and it cooks itself, right? So you can go and relax or do something else.
Yeah.
And second, it doesn't get burned.
Right.
When you cook it in casserole on the top of the stove, it often gets burned in the bottom,
Yeah.
And that gives a very bad taste on the whole porridge. So it's just so much easier, and it tastes creamy and delicious, just perfect. So
I tried it,
I never went back. I always cook it inside or bake it inside the oven now.
I'm going to do that from now on. I was telling you before we started filming, because I was skeptical. I'm like, I don't know. And you don't even have a lid on it. You just put it straight in. So if you don't have a bowl, sort of a pot with a lid on, you don't worry, because you don't need it. Risgrøt, again, for those of you who don't know this dish, it's a porridge, basically very simple. In Norway, we use milk. I don't know if anybody uses cream, but we're going to use coconut milk, which I think is a fantastic addition, because it makes it rich but not too rich. And honestly, I didn't feel like it tasted like coconut. I was a little bit, I don't know, but we're going to add some vanilla sugar. And basically, this is maybe something Americans think of as breakfast, because my husband, he's like, I want this for breakfast. I'm like, breakfast? So we eat it for dinner, or for a nice, maybe Saturday or late afternoon dinner type of thing. And so basically you will serve it as porridge with a little bit of sprinkled sugar, cinnamon, lots of cinnamon, and a little butter, dollop of butter in the middle. I mean, what could be more comforting, right? So, so tell us, Jone, where do we start? So I guess the easy part, as you said, we just dump all the ingredients in, we put it in the oven, right? That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So again, make sure, in Americans, or for those of you in the US, get the arborio rice or any type of risotto rice. And it's so funny you were mentioning that, Jone, that, the traditional way is making it on the stovetop. And just like risotto, you have to stand there and stir and stir and stir, and you can't really do anything else. Now you get the same exact results by putting it in the oven. So Italians might be like, oh my gosh, my ears are hurting, but I promise you that the results are going to be fantastic. So what we're starting with here, right, is 200 grams of short grain rice. Throw that in there. That's about 7 ounces, you Americans. And then use coconut milk, right? So we have 1 can of coconut milk, which is 4 deciliters, right, in our Norwegian.
Yeah, and it's important. It has to be full fat.
Yes,
not light version. We want this fat in there.
that's right. Full fat,
Yeah.
guys. We know.
And I'm just gonna go grab some water because we need some water as well.
Yeah, so you know, the full fat version is also something you can use if you're making heavy whipped cream, which we're going to show you in a little bit because we have a second surprise dessert for you guys. But oops, anyway, I'm going to dump this whole thing in. So this is 1 15-ounce can of organic full fat coconut milk, guys. And I'm going to whisk this all together because this was like very, very, all the fattiness were on top here. But this is what's going to get it creamy and rich. Really, truly a, you know, dish for Christmas time. It's not, we don't just make it for Christmas, but it is. 𝐤𝐤 will tell you a funny story about this in a bit. So in addition to this, well, actually, this is 13.5 fluid ounces. It's about 4 deciliters, 1 regular can of coconut milk. And then also we have 8 deciliters of water, right?
Yeah.
So that is about, let's see, it's about 3 cups, 3.5 cups of water. That goes in as well.
And we have just a little pinch of salt in it.
Okay, a little pinch of salt, can be sea salt, kosher salt.
Yeah.
A little pinch like that.
And a little sugar. I used to have like 4 tablespoons of sugar.
Okay.
Not too much, but just to give a little sweetness.
Yeah, it was definitely enough. I was like thinking like, oh, it doesn't sound like too much sugar, but it is actually more than enough because remember, we're also going to serve it with sugar.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be too
yeah. And you also get some sweetness from the coconut milk.
Yes, exactly. And then mix that up. And then we're going to do a little bit of vanilla, vanilla sugar. And we don't really have that so much here. It also adds a little nice sweetness to it. When you have the paste, you don't need as much because it's really, really concentrated. So, but I put in 2 because you know what? It's Christmas. I'm gonna just whisk it together because my coconut milk was a little lumpy. And that's it, right?
That's it.
Oh my God. It's almost like, am I making something here? And then you'll be so amazed when this comes out of the oven. So we're going to put this in the oven for what, an hour you said, but 45 minutes. We want to check it. All right, let's see what it looks like.
It smells delicious.
It does.
Wow.
Smells absolutely heavenly. It smells like vanilla sweet.
Yeah.
It's bubbling away here. I'll show you. Oh my gosh. It's so perfect because it's like risotto. I keep mentioning the Italian counterpart, but because you don't want it to, you think that it's going to be dried up or something. And if you can look and see how it's all creamy and it's like, it's not, it's the perfect consistency of risgrøt that you want. You know, I was thinking like an hour sounds like a lot because when you're cooking it on the stove, it doesn't take that long, but it's because this is more even cooking. It's not just coming from underneath, it's coming from all around. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful porridge. Oh my gosh, I know what I'm having for dinner. You're gonna have a late night snack because it's evening time.
Yeah. Go grab the cinnamon.
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so we can serve it up. So we'll show you how we serve it up.
Yeah.
Norwegians love cinnamon. We had to talk about that. And then we have, of course, butter.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna put a nice dollop of porridge. I like a lot of cinnamon. A true Norwegian. And then doing a dollop of butter in the middle. And that's how it looks. Has mine. So we have to show off yours.
Yeah. A little sugar. It smells so good.
Smells so good. Delicious.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, Sunny.
Yeah, I have more cinnamon than you. I want. No, I'm just kidding. Bon appetit, or as we say, vel bekomme.
Vel bekomme. Oh,
Wow.
so good.
So creamy,
Mm.
velvety in your mouth. So much
Mm.
flavor of just those three little ingredients that you're adding.
Yeah.
Incredible. And it has to do with the rice too. So make sure again, short grain rice.
Mm.
Mm, so good.
Mm.
Very good. I can't wait to finish that. So that's why we want to get going on the dessert. Johnny, you want to tell us a little bit about our next?
Yeah. Now we're gonna make riskrem, and that's a delicious dessert. And always in my family, we have that as a dessert on Christmas Eve. So it's
Yes, a very common one. In my family, we never had that because my mom always thought it was so rich after that huge plate of meat. But it is
yeah.
a very common dessert to eat, riskrem. So what
Yeah.
is it? So essentially you have your leftover rice,
Yeah.
risgrøt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I love about Norwegian food, is that we are masters of utilizing everything. And especially I grew up in a family where my mom grew up under the Second World War. There was no throwing out any food. And so our whole cuisine is really based on 𝐓𝐻𝐡𝐞, or what we call leftovers, right? So the next day, if you haven't finished your risensgrynsgrøt, it's not really nice to eat porridge the next day. I mean, you can even imagine oatmeal or something like that after. It's not nice. So what do? We turn it into dessert. We turn it into riskrem, right? And Jonna, you were saying that you guys used to have that for Christmas dessert, right? After the big meal.
Yeah, always riskrem.
Yeah. Very classic, and it's a very simple dessert. In my family, we didn't have it. My mom always thought that it was too rich, so we would just have Irish coffee and cookies like a couple of hours afterwards. Not very Norwegian, but you know.
Yeah.
But we did have there many times during the year, and it's not just for Christmas, but basically just to tell you quickly what it is, and then Jonna can go into telling us about the history of riskrem around Christmas time with Santa Claus, and I think it's a really fun thing, and of course all kids love this dessert. So basically here's our bowl of leftover risengrynsgrøt from, say, yesterday, which it actually was because I made it yesterday. And then all it does take to make this is actually whip up some cream, season your cream with a little bit of sweetener, a little bit of maybe vanilla again. And then we are going to also make a nice little berry coulis for you that we can pour over, and that's it. And it's delicious, right? So yeah, so tell us what's so special about the risengrynsgrøt around Christmas time?
Well, in old Norwegian folklore, they believed that there was a supernatural creature called fjøsnissen, nissen, and he lived out in the barn or the stable, and he was very small. He was like an arm long, so it's from your elbow and up to your long finger. So he was just like this tall, and that was included his hat, I think, because he had a pointy hat and a long beard, and he was kind of very. You can see him, or maybe you can see the shadow, but he was watching you. And it was very important to keep him happy. And especially on Christmas Eve, he wanted his risengrynsgrøt. So if you gave him the risengrynsgrøt at Christmas Eve, he would be like good karma for your farm, and he would watch out for the people and the farm, and the animals on the farm. And of course, riskrem is just the you were thinking like, what, in the good old days, I would say, when I first started my vegan days or my plant-based days, we didn't have heavy whipping cream, non-dairy whipping cream. And in Norway, you have I think is it Gryr? Is that the brand? Yeah, Gryr. It's called Gryr. This is Country Crock, which is my favorite. It is about $3 or $4. It's not very expensive. You can find it pretty much in a lot of different stores now.
and it's much better than many other brands that are out there. I did used to see Violife have one, but I haven't seen that yet anymore. So the Country Crock, it's so easy. Like again, you just whip it up like regular heavy whipping cream. So we're going to do that together now. I have a stand mixer, and Norwegian Yone has a very Norwegian, because I always think about Norway when I see the hand whisk.
Yeah. The traditional.
But that's all you need. So you don't need a stand mixer, but you can't whip it by hand. That you have to use some sort of electrical vessel, because otherwise I don't even know. You could, I guess, hand whip whipped cream with dairy. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't recommend it for this. So I have my whisk attachment.
Do you have any sweetener in it?
I do, and I was about to say that I actually prefer powdered sugar.
Me too.
Because if you use regular sugar, you get this crunch to it, which I don't really necessarily love.
Yeah.
I like it on the 𝐕𝐸𝐴 when you're eating the hot porridge, but the dessert, I prefer the powdered sugar. And then I'm going to use a little bit of my vanilla paste, which I'm not so fond of in whipped cream because it does tend to color it a little bit. But I don't have anything else. I ran out of my 𝐕𝐸𝐴, which you can buy on Amazon. It's a vanilla powdered sugar, but I don't have that right now. So this is about 5 deciliters, 2 cups worth. I'm not going to use the full. I think I'm going to just use half of this. So I'm going to pour that in and see. Well, maybe I will use the whole thing. How much are you adding?
About 5 deciliters.
Oh, you are? Okay, so let me just throw the whole thing in.
Yeah.
And then you can, obviously this is a personal choice how much sugar you're adding. How much are you adding to yours?
Well, I just slumped into, can you say that in English? Slump?
No, that's Norwegian words.
Okay.
You just did it by feel, like,
Yeah, I just added by feeling. Yeah.
So about 3 tablespoons, top tablespoon. I'm gonna do that, and then did you add any vanilla to yours or no?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have some vanilla too. Yeah.
I'm gonna do a teaspoon of the paste here, because I do like the vanilla whipped cream. I mean, it's so many different things, and Norwegians really love our whipped cream, don't we? I mean, the cream.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to turn this on, and it's going to go for probably just a minute. You can see it. You don't want to get too whipped, when it starts to sort of get dry and almost look like butter. You want it to be soft peaks. So, but I'm going to turn it on high. So we can do that together now. Turn it on high, and then it'll just go. Then you can do a little taste test if you want, obviously. So this is probably a little bit more than soft, but look how thick it is, right? This is what you're looking for. And it took me maybe a minute to do that. So here's our whipped cream. About the same time we did, right?
Yeah, not bad.
Whip out. And I would say maybe about between a quarter cup and a third cup of powdered sugar I added in. But it's that's very personal, how sweet you want your whipped cream.
Yeah.
So then we're going to fold all of this into the remainder of our porridge. And of course, it depends on how much porridge you have left over. So it's not 5 deciliters or 2 cups regardless, right? You want to just make sure that I don't like it when I just eat cream. So I want some of that texture from the porridge, right?
Yeah.
So,
and everyone has their own preference on how they like it.
And I think that's it for me. I don't want to add all of it to mine. But keep in mind, you can keep some of this left over if you have, if you're not finishing this, I dare you not to finish this dessert in one sitting, but if you have leftovers, maybe the following day, it'll be a little drier. So then you can use the leftover whipped cream and add more to it if you want. But it's supposed to be like fluffy and light. You want to see the porridge, but not like, have it too dry, right? So I'm going to show you close up here. So
I'm actually going to use all my products.
You're going to use all yours?
Yeah.
You like it very creamy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how I'm gonna serve mine. And then of course we have to have something to serve it with, and that is the 𝐕𝐞𝐿𝐲. Really yummy. So rich, but we're not counting calories for Christmas, right?
Oh,
All right, so
no.
that can be made in advance, right? You can make this in the morning of, and then you just put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take very long to put together. So it's a really low maintenance dessert, but it looks really fancy, but where most of the work has already been done for you because you've already made the porridge, right? So I'm gonna have one more bite just because. Yummy.
Oh, I'm so happy now.
So how do you prepare your 𝐒𝐞𝐜? Oh, you have the stick blender.
Yeah, I have a stick blender. So I just have strawberries in here and a little bit of water.
Yeah, little water. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I put my
And some sugar, and that's it, actually.
yeah. And we can give you the recipes too.
Yeah.
And the water is just so that it kind of, is easier to mix.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn on mine and see how it goes.
Okay.
So
Ready?
just berries, thawed frozen berries, couple of tablespoons of sugar, a little bit of water, dollop of water, and here we go. And it's also a preference for how smooth you want it. I got mine pretty smooth, but if you want a little chunks, it's nice too. It's up to you. But as you can see, it took me like 20 seconds, if that, in my high-speed Vitamix blender. But you don't need that. You can do the stick blender as Jana did, or you can cook them a little bit in a small pot with sugar and water, and then you can just basically mash it with a potato masher or chunk, in chunks as well. But as you can see, I'm just going to pour it back in, and you can see the consistency, the color here. Here we go.
Looks absolutely perfect.
Oh my goodness. It smells so good too. And it's nice to have a little berry in the winter time because so when I eat berries, I do go to the frozen kind.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Shall we have some riskrem?
Yeah, we have to. Okay, jeg går ned og henter riskremen igjen.
Yeah. And pouring over the sauce like this.
Oh, nice.
I love it with a lot of sauce.
Someone wants rice cream here, as you can see.
Yeah. Oh. Please, Mama.
Mom is making delicious Norwegian food.
And
Oh,
okay, I'm very happy now.
here's mine. Yum. Maybe I'll take a photo for you guys so you guys can see it, and then I'll dive in. How is it?
Oh, perfect. Delicious. And it's like fluffy. This riskrem, kind of fluffy. You know what I mean?
There's nothing like Norwegians make the best desserts and cakes, I have to say. But we're subjective. But I have been told by many Americans who visited that I might be onto something. So that's it, guys. Anything else you want to add, Jana, before we sign off today? I hope you enjoyed our time together. We are just getting used to filming together, so hopefully, it'll be better even going forward.
Yeah. Well, I've had a lot of fun, and it's we cook together across the ocean, and that's amazing.
We want to wish you a wonderful pre-Christmas holiday season and a great new year to come. If you're watching this a different time, enjoy whenever you're watching this. Hope you enjoyed seeing us prepare these two classic Norwegian dishes, and we'll see you guys soon. Ha det bra!
Ha det!